In this first look at Assetto Corsa Evo, the AI goes absolutely nuts and starts crashing, and we violate a legend in the Ford Escort Cosworth. Hello everyone, welcome to this Assetto Corsa Evo video. Yes, I'm finally on Assetto Corsa Evo. For those who don't know, I played the original Assetto Corsa. Not too much, but I did play it when it originally came out, and I played it since, and played it on the PlayStation as well when it came to PlayStation. Of course, I play Assetto Corsa Competizione a bit more competitively. You know, I've done SRO esports, I've been involved in some of the competitive stuff, some fun community events, and it's been a good game to play. I've really enjoyed playing Assetto Corsa Competizione, and I've got to finish the championship I'm in, and then we'll see where we go from there. However, Assetto Corsa, well, we've got Evo now. Well, it's early access, and that's the key thing to remember here, early access. Now, everybody's done a video on this, absolutely everybody. I've not watched any of them, so I decided to jump on and actually experience the game and just give you my thoughts and feelings on the game. So if you like it, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be doing more content on AC Evo and on other games as well going forward. But I did want to experience Assetto Corsa. So when I first loaded the game, I had this really weird message. Now, I don't know whether this was a Steam-related message or AC Evo specifically, but it said, well, this would be better with a controller. You need a controller. So find your Xbox controller and plug it in. Oh, I've got a mouse and a keyboard to control the menus, and I've got a wheel, woo, to use. So a bit of a weird message. As I said, I'm not sure whether that was Steam or Assetto Corsa Evo specifically, but yeah, I got that message. And I can't get the message to come back up. It's happened once. It's like it's done the confirmation, and then that's it. So I can't find a screenshot of it. But if I do find one since, it's obviously going to be in the background or above my face. Maybe it's above my face. All right, next up, we need to talk about the roadmap. So, the roadmap, literally, is the first thing that really shown in-game. And we get this big, long list, essentially, of 2025 and what's going to be happening. So, there's going to be 6 early access phases. We're currently in the first one. And then we'll obviously go into the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. But then we also have 6 content drops. So, basically, it's going to do this zigzag all the way across. Now, to start with, we get 5 circuits, 20 cars, single-player practice, single-player quick race, special events, except I don't have special events. We'll get to that in a second. Game economy, so, you know, you can purchase cars, rent cars, etc. Rewards, driver profile. Again, we'll get to that in a second. Apparently some VR support in there. Triple screen support, but I don't use triple screen, so no idea. Showroom selection and car customization. Step 1! Step 1 of car customization. And I have tried that as well, actually. It's quite good fun and fairly straightforward with its initial setup, which is good, I would say. It is really good. That's the first early access, and I don't have access to some of that already, which we're going to get onto. We then go into the second one, which is the next one that will come up, which is going to be 5 new cars, Circuit of the Americas, so COTA. That'll be interesting to try out. We'll finally have a custom race weekend, so you get to do, obviously, the practice, quali race, etc. Some new special events. I want to try the originals, first of all. Replay tools, which I was surprised about because I tried to do loads of stuff on the replays and I couldn't do it. But explains why if I read the roadmap, first of all. Additional VR support and triple screen support. I don't know what's going to come in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th early access, but hey, it'll be interesting to see and go forward. But that's the roadmap in a nutshell. We're going to end up with 100 vehicles, 15 circuits, which is good, free roaming, which is the big thing. You know, there's been lots of videos on this free roaming. I'm very much interested in it. I will be honest with you. I'm very much interested in it, but I don't know how big it's going to be in terms of a player base on the map, because it's all very well and good having free roaming, but if you can only have 4 people on it, then it's going to be pretty boring, in my opinion. But again, hopefully you can have as many people as you want. You can drive around, you see people, etc. You know, you drive around in your Porsche GT3 RS. That'd be kind of cool. I will be honest, it'd be kind of cool. Then go out on the Nürburgring, etc. It would be good. Dynamic weather. So there is some dynamic weather in there already. We do have some wet weather, but dynamic obviously means it will change from wet to dry. So a full game economy. And when I read game economy, I sort of look at that. I'm like, is this going to be Gran Turismo? The PC version of Gran Turismo? Obviously, this channel features Gran Turismo heavily because I've been playing Gran Turismo for so long. So I'm very much interested in how that's going to work. I will be honest with you, very interested. We also have car dealerships and stuff like that, car tuning, customization. It very much feels like we're going to be going to a Gran Turismo competitor, which is really interesting. Obviously, Assetto Corsa Evo is on the PC. We've got GT on the PlayStation. Will AC Evo go to the PlayStation? I don't reckon it will. I'm going to put that out there straight away. It could do, though. You could have a stripped down version like we did with Assetto Corsa, but I don't think it's going to happen if I'm brutally honest with you. And there's also a photo mode and replay gallery. But a lot of you will have already read that somewhere, but that's my take on that initially. I feel like this is going to be sort of everybody wants a Gran Turismo for PC. Assetto Corsa Evo may deliver this, and it may deliver it very well. Right, let's jump into the game first of all then, and let's see some of the issues as well as some of the good stuff, because there is some good stuff there as well, even though it is early access. We start with, obviously you come on this screen here, you start in your bath, but I will change what's showing in the background because my frame rate was a bit of an issue, and I'm going to get onto GPU a little bit later on, but moving the car around the garage, it wasn't instinctive initially. So I started, it obviously came on the screen, I was like, what do I do? And then I just randomly guessed and ended up being right mouse, left mouse, and you can get it to work quite well, to be honest with you. When you're AFK, but only on certain screens it feels like, it will start to rotate and give you different camera angles of the car, and that looks really nice. But I want to know how to do that, or I want to also enable that. So, AC, if you're watching, the developers, please put that in. Just a little button that says, you know, like cinematic mode or something like that. It'd be kind of cool, you know. I like to get different aspects of a car. It's just nice to look at a car, you know. And put it on as a background, you know. If I'm AFK or I'm in the room doing something and it's just there and it's going around me cozy, it's just nice to have on the screen. So, yeah, kind of nice. I do like the fact you can look around the car, even on the menu side of it. I think that's actually really good feature that they've added there. I know some people don't like it and they just want to get racing or driving, but I like that sort of stuff. I like looking around the cars. It's cars that I don't own. Most cars I will never own. You know, if there's a Nissan 370Z in it, well, I can then compare the two. But yeah, it's just nice to have a look, you know, some of the intricate details that exist. But yeah, it wasn't intuitive initially, but I eventually got some B-roll, and obviously you're seeing that in the background. The fact you can customize cars, so I talked about that already in the roadmap. So you can customize cars, and I customized a few of them. I made a Cosy pink, because why not? And I'll be honest, Lady Tidge had an impact on that. Lady Tidge decided the colour. She was like, oh, try this, try this, try this. We ended up with the pink wagon. It's not actually a wagon, is it? It's a Cosy, but you get where I'm going. So yeah, pink Ford Escort. You could adjust the Porsche 911. The interesting one for me was that you can customize it, but then the thumbnail doesn't change. So with the Porsche, there's that many of them you can pick from, and I was like, which one did I customize? And then you've got to guess which one you customized rather than the image changing. So hopefully that changes at some point in terms of the early access. Definitely needed in my opinion, because if you've got 400 Porsche 911s and you customize them in several ways, I'd like to know which one is which. Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to get lost quite quickly with that one. But yeah, if we could have a way to auto rotate, even you know, the non-AFK stuff, so I can just press it and go, that would be kind of cool. That's an improvement I would like to see. I'd also like, interestingly, so obviously when you go into the main menu, I said that I had to work it out myself. It'd be really nice if they just had a little thing at the bottom right and corner or somewhere on the screen. Maybe you can turn it off, toggle it off and on, which just tells you straight away how you can navigate around the car really quickly by holding the right mouse button or holding the left mouse button. Something like that'd be kind of nice to have there. Right, I just mentioned it, the GPU. My graphics card struggled with recording and playing this game, and I messed about with it for quite a while. I've no idea whether I've got any of the footage in the background, because sometimes it was going 1 FPS. So I've got a 3070, so obviously it's quite an old graphics card now, but I'd still say it can do okay. But I was trying to record in 4K and play in 1080p, so I obviously upscale it in my OBS. I had to downplay it to 1440p. And then that seemed to work, and then I changed my DLSS to performance, and then I sort of was able to play the game properly then. Now, I was using 30 cars on track, I know, which is a bit extreme, but I like big grids. So the fact that the game struggled with the GPU, I think I'm going to have to upgrade it, if I'm honest with you, in terms of content. So yeah, expect to see that in the future at some point. But yeah, my GPU did struggle. If I wasn't recording, it's fine. So if you don't record or do anything, you're fine. If you live stream and record, you're going to struggle if you've got anything like 3070, 3080, something like that. I could be wrong, and it's just my settings. Speaking of those settings, it would be really nice if they could do some of the games that I own in the past. You could do like a graphics card test or a run, and what they would do is to just recommend all the settings. I feel like something like that would be really good in AC Evo, just because I don't really know what I'm doing graphics wise. I just want to plug it in, switch on the PC, and go and play. The fact I can't do that, and I've got to tweak with the settings. Okay, does this work? Does that work? Can I have high detail or low detail? I don't know. So it'd be really nice if they did that. They could just have set profiles in the background. It just does a couple of tests that they could build in the background, and it instantly just says, these are your suggested settings. And player diverge from that. It's up to the player. But at least then you could have some initial settings there that make the game look good, even on low settings, that the developers have done. But the player then can go, yeah, okay, I've got to use that, but at least the game looks good, or these are the best settings for that sort of level of technology that you've got in your PC or whatever. I feel like something like that would be really nice in the options section, so hopefully they can do that in the future. But before we jump into some racing, which is probably what most of you are here for, I had to actually set up my wheel. So I did join the race, I tried to start, and nothing really worked. And then I had to try and work out exactly which wheel was my wheel. There was 3 profiles at the top. We've got keyboard and mouse, Fanatec wheel, and Fanatec wheel. Anyway, it turns out if you set the input, you can start to work out which wheel is which. It took me a little while to work that out, if I'm brutally honest with you, 5-10 minutes or so. But I started mapping everything up, and then I could go. But I had to map everything: steering, throttle, brake. Everything had to be mapped individually. I do hope they come out with some profiles like they have in ACC. That you could just load the profile and go. So as long as they do that in AC Evo, I don't see too much issue there. But just a heads up with that you are going to have to set up the wheel from scratch when you do first start the game. Right, driving time. It's best we actually get started with some driving, isn't it? Because we're already 10 minutes into this video. Right, driving. Now, one thing you're going to notice here is my FPS counter at the top right says 60. So you can see I was playing this smooth. However, for some reason, the footage is spiky like this, which suggests the graphics card was working at 100%. However, the good news is I'm not going to stay on cockpit camera. I'm going to jump to the TV camera. And the reason for that is because it's nice and smooth, as you can see here. Now, one thing to note here, the AI is absolutely nuts. Look at the crashing going on into turn 1. Absolutely balmy, it really was. So I'm in the Ferrari 296 Evo here as we head down towards the next corner, the right-hander. And it's a very fast car, I will say that much. It feels a bit floaty, and I found all the driving felt a bit floaty. Maybe that's my wheel settings that I need to look into. But other than that, actually, it does look and feel a little bit realistic at the same time. Let me explain as we see more crashing from the AI. It reacts how you would expect the car to react. It just feels floaty. So, when you're hitting the brakes, the car's reacting the right way. When you're accelerating, the car's reacting in the right way. And that's what I find here. Going down here, I'm expecting the car to lose the rear end a little bit. I'm struggling here. And the AI is absolutely going for it. I'm going to go back to TV camera just because it's a bit easier to, follow with the frame rate. So as we go down here, look, the Ferrari's going to go for it here. And then crash. And then look at the one behind me here. Straight to the back. 2 wheels. Spins me out as well. Absolutely balmy, the AI. I hope they do change that. It's not 100% for those wondering. But in terms of the driving, it felt okay. Apart from the floatiness, which is there. So people are going to go, well, how is it okay? What I mean is the realistic nature of the car. This is how I expect a car to handle. And it's handling how I expect it to be. So, we're going to head down towards the chase now. Going to go on the grass. This bit's a bit weird, actually, with the grass, because I expect to spin out a little bit more, but maybe I wouldn't in real life. I'm not too sure. Go through here, though. Carried way too much speed, and I pay the consequence for it, and I'm not stopping on the grass. So, all acting very realistic there, if you are after realism. I jumped into the wet weather, but before I do that, I'm actually going to go into the vehicle setup here, and it's very similar to ACC in terms of the menu, so it felt very familiar to me straight away as we go through here. I just wanted to make sure I was on wet weather tires, because obviously that can happen in video games and sims, or whatever you want to call this, in terms of accidentally being put on the slick tires. We go to TV camera here, where we're still struggling a little bit with wet weather, and the AI went right onto the grass, which is something I really did not understand. I don't know if they lost it or what there, but you can see them spinning out here. You can see my graphics card still struggling now, even on TV camera. Now, don't worry, it will settle itself down in a little bit. And you can see that I lose rear end on exit. Now, I was on TC0, so that reacted exactly how I expected it to. I'm on TC0, I'm on TC1 now at this moment in time. But coming into here, the rear just wanted to go there. I felt like I lost a little bit of downforce behind the group of cars, because I was handling it fine before that, which is interesting. I'm not sure how critical that was in terms of dirty air, but it definitely does exist, and you saw that right there. This race is actually quite funny. We're just going to stay on this camera briefly. Apologies again for the stuttering. I'm going to have to work at that, or buy a new PC, apparently, as I go through this left-hander. Cars on the left, cars on the right, and somebody actually pitted themselves into the wall there. which is kind of funny for the AI to do that. We're going to jump to lap number 3 here then. I wanted to show you this bit here because it just shows you that it's working well in my opinion up to a point. So we're going to come in towards turn 1, a little bit too hot in my opinion, carrying way too much speed into here. I'm going to head off and into the barrier. Now, there is a bit of a problem here. And I'm not sure whether it's a bug or, I mean, it would happen in real life, I suppose, as well. I have been in the gravel trap in real life in the wet, and I could get the car out. Now, because of the way the clutch is here, I'm going to try and get the car out. But as we start driving through the gravel trap, it's too thick. So I actually can't get the car out going forward. It just stalls instantly. And yeah, I'm just stuck in the gravel trap. I'm on fast forward here right now, trying to get out. So what I intended to do, or tried, because there must be a way to get out, I hit reverse, and you can see hit reverse actually works. So maybe that's something that needs changing in AC Evo. Again, I'm just showing you this stuff because I think it's interesting, and if a developer is watching, of course, then they can fix it. Well, I'll try out the damage model just to see if any damage happens. So this is the Ferrari at the end of the race, straight into the barrier, and yeah, there is no damage. Well, there's damage in terms of the red bit that you can see flashing, but no visual damage. And I'll jump to that camera now there. Look at that. It's look brand new in terms of the car. It's nice that you can float around. This camera is available. And then I randomly click this, and look, I can actually move the hood, which is also fantastic. So you can set this up how you like in terms of where you want stuff. And you're seeing how I want it right now. So in terms of ACC, it's not ACC, sorry, it's AC Evo. Apologies for that one. So in terms of this one, it's a good base, in my opinion, this game. It really is a good base, a good starting point that they can work from. Of course, we've got the entire year before version 1.0 is released. So we will follow these updates as they come in. Now, the game was stuck in offline mode. I did mention that earlier, so I couldn't do any special events or anything like that, which was unfortunate. Hopefully they do get that fixed. They have been very vocal about that in terms of saying they are looking to fix it, and hopefully that will be fixed in due course. I'll say it's a good basis for Assetto Corsa, really good base that they can build upon, and I'm really looking forward to where they go. I am going to look into see if I can improve the recording aspect. Glad I didn't try and live stream this at the time because yeah, I'm not sure it would have gone very well. Also, I'm not sure what's taken up all the performance, so I'm going to go through it in detail, and hopefully I can fix that. If you have enjoyed this video, as always, do give it a like and do subscribe to the channel. Hopefully that's a bit more information for you and my first take of Assetto Corsa Evo. Good starting point. Let's see where they go. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.